Bohemia once again elected as the Emperor. Alright, seriously, Portugal, come on. This is getting silly now. Don't make me go all the way to South Africa, please. Thank you. Crikey. Right, so that's taking those two. It's taking those two. And that's it. Like, now we can just take a bunch of money. We can take a little bit of money. Okay, we can take a handful of coins. Okay, Castile, you're up next. And from you, I would like those four. How much overextension can I afford? I can afford to go up to 56. And this is currently 52. No, 42. Oh, we want La Mancha. I want that gold! I love gold! When's the next core done? I think we're basically going to have to wait until those are finished. Here we are. Alright. This will do. Oh, we could take Caceres as well. Well calculated, Mordred. Boom. And there we go. Large parts of Iberia have now been restored to their rightful ruler. Portugal is being humbled. We are now at peace. We can send the forces back home. We control 83% of the Seville trade node, which is now going to be feeding all of this money into Genoa, so Genoa is about to get richer. And I would say that we could probably free up the Sevilla trade ships as well. So we're actually going to go and do another thing, which is going to privateer in the Caribbean. Restoration of Union against Naples. What? Oh. Another frickin' war, seriously? Golden Age of Piracy. Wars between colonial powers are bloody affairs that leave a legacy of devastation and villainy in their wake. Piracy has become rampant in the Caribbean. Former privateers have raised the black flag as they discover that peacetime is bad for profits, while naval captains, disenfranchised by the outcome of the wars, disavow their former sovereigns. The conflict between the great powers has thus inadvertently ushered in a great age of piracy. The Golden Age of Piracy triggered modifier will be available for the next 50 years, except it's not really 50 years. It's until all of the pirate nations have formed, which was actually a very sneaky thing which I was trying to do in that particular war, hence I went for Tortuga and Jamaica. You see, part of the plot that Mordred had very cunningly woven together is starting to thicken. And Hormuz has left the coalition against us. The Mamelukes have left the coalition against us. They're like, no, please don't hurt us. We're sorry. Are those Castellan separatists still going to rise? They are. So we should probably not drill in Castile. You know, just a thought. Probably wise. Alright, so now that that's spawned, I don't actually need to do the privateering of the Caribbean anymore. Right, what's next? Let's see if we can manipulate the monies a bit better. All of this cash is already being forwarded to Sevilla, so I don't necessarily need to do that myself. We are sending all of the money that way. We're not actually sending it via you just yet, and we should be. I think we can send half of the fleet to Zanzibar. And we could probably... Oh no, we don't have any merchants available. Where are my merchants currently active? Aleppo. Aleppo is feeding a bit into Alexandria, which is then pushing most of it forwards to Genoa. We're stealing a fair bit of money from Ragusa. We could actually steal a heck of a lot more from Ragusa. And actually Venice is doing a very good job of pulling it away from the Ottomans. So I feel like the Sevilla fleet could split in half. We're going to send half of you to Zanzibar. And then the other half is going to go to Ragusa to join the fleet over there. Right, and I also need to choose a new idea group, which I think we were leaning very heavily towards going maritime or naval. And I think that that is still a very viable choice, although I would also like to get either humanist or religious. And the importance of that is actually becoming rather more pressing now. So, what do we want to do? The problem is, we've already got an extra admin idea. And we're coring stuff, so admin we're going to be behind a bit in. Although, our ruler, when he becomes of age... Oh, he's actually the lowest in admin. I mean, he's decent. He's not rubbish. But we're not going to get the most admin points. We're actually going to get the most military, which is making me lean towards naval. Because improved rams is going to make our galleys even more OP than they already are. We're going to have a plus 45% galley combat ability. And actually we have the galley doctrine, don't we? Yeah. Which is another 15. So what did I say? 45, we're going to have plus... No. Plus 40% with that and... No. Plus 35% with those. We're going to have a plus 60% galley combat. And then we can also get the Oak Forest for ships, which is plus 20% heavy ship combat. So we can dominate the Mediterranean with the improved rams. We can dominate the high seas with the Oak Forest for ships. We've got the superior seamanship, which is actually really underrated because of the global naval engagement. We are also going to get the Navy tradition, which is a huge bonus. It's one of the few ways to get tradition now. And then also the morale hit when losing a ship, which is especially important for galley fleets. Because every time you lose a ship, it actually takes a big chunk of morale away. So if you have a fleet which is predominantly heavies, you're going to lose a lot less morale than if you have a fleet which is predominantly galleys. And then also the durability just means that we lose less. And the sailor recovery speed is always nice. Although that has not to date been a problem, although it will be. Oh, I'm glad I checked that. That is going to be a problem that might kind of sneak up on us. We're going to go naval ideas. And we could in fact invest in it, and also we are the first to get naval. So we gain innovativeness every time we do this. Alright then. If you insist. And I could make states. Tempting. That was just one stack, wasn't it? So let's go pick you up. Let's send this fleet home to go and repair. We are no longer trading in sugar, we are no longer trading in tobacco, and Naples has announced rival right before they get allies. I did not give you permission to get independence. Get back over here. And I have to do that quickly before they ally with somebody. Who's this? Ravensburg? Nah. Nah, you're good, mate. Actually, let's sail into Nice. We can almost certainly make that because my fleet left a lot earlier. Rumours say that sailors come back from a trip sick like hell, and the ones that didn't die on board infested the whole city with their disease. Quarantine it. Like, I'd very much like to do as little damage to you as possible here, Naples. But you shouldn't have become independent. That was very naughty. I'm not actually sure how they got independence. It said that Queen Anne had died. But Queen Anne is not dead. And Messina, what level 4 to you? You're only a level 2. Alright, so transports are, I think, going to land straight into Messina. Where am I? Oh, there's the navy. Okay. And then hopefully my minions can deal with all the rebels that are going to be rising up. There's the Castile rebels. So I think you're going to need to turn around and deal with those. And you should be able to just sit in Lucca for the time being. 666 money. That's why everything's going wrong! Naples, that was very naughty of you. Now go and stand in the corner and think about what you did wrong. Did they break from rebels? No. Pretty sure they didn't. Oh, but they may have had a pretender. Yeah, that's what it was. A pretender did rise up, and because Naples was fighting in my wars, they probably didn't fight against them. That probably is what happened here. Good point. Right, so, colonies. I'm currently getting Taiwan. I'm actually going to recall you because I want the colonist back, because I want to start or continue colonizing Florida. And we're going to do it in minorities so we get the faster growth. So we can expel Castile minorities. Which is looking like it would be the biggest advantage. Or Sicilian minorities. And there's only actually 2 provinces left with it. Let's do the Sicilians. Seasonal rains brought prosperity to the Gulf of Guinea, being neither too mild nor too severe. As agriculture flourishes, the people prosper and the wealth of the area has increased. I'm just going to double check one more thing, because I would have expected people to have started spawning, but they haven't. Oh. Okay, we do actually need to be privateering here. So that secondary Ragusa fleet. That one. You go privateer Caribbean. Where are my transports? Oh, the French are coming to help us. Thanks, France. There's the transports. Gnome explosion. Doesn't seem to happen that often anymore. During Dharma it happened, and since Golden Century it stopped again. High attrition, you'll be fine. Although why you're patrolling around Bermuda, I'm not entirely sure. That seems like a bit of an odd choice. Seriously? 7%? I am so unlucky with sieges at the moment. The vast and endless sea. Unlike the calling of the battlefields of land, a matter of duty and a search for glory, the sea calls upon many free spirits who care little for such things. Stories of the sailing of the ocean to the world and the past expeditions of the Aragonese fleet are retold by old sailors as adventures. Many of the great sights remembered, many of the great sacrifices forgotten. In 3,000 sailors. Go on then. Alright, I am attacking here with a -2. What was that? That was a privateering efficiency, wasn't it? No, it was a embargo. It wasn't actually an event. Okay, let's make sure we can take over this nice and quick. We are so low on soldiers, this is insane! Lang's fighting. Alright, so we've beaten the rebels, so you can go ahead. Oh, right, we can't get through the Pope. Well, let's wait until we've taken Messina back again, then we'll go and ship some troops over to go and deal with Naples. Because the war goal here is Naples. Alright, Messina's back in our hands. In fact, what we can do is just go and grab these troops and then just drop them in Messina and we'll hit them from the boot. Growth of the business of Fustians. Our efforts to maximise trading profits in the area of Bari has borne fruits in the province of Cairo. Ooh, nice. Cairo is quite valuable already. Let's go drop you in Messina. And then I think I'm just going to leave you over here, frankly. We don't need this many troops. And you can just start drilling. And transports can join the transport fleet. The lights can join the Ragusa protection fleet. And the galleys and the heavies can stay here as my war fleet. Marvellous. Lack of officers again. This event spawns way too frickin' often. I'll lose 19,000 of my non-existent manpower. Joining the army is usually an automatic death sentence. If you actually survive the various illnesses and poor rations, and someone will come along and shoot you in battle, usually the enemy troops. With this in mind, people aren't that keen to sign up, but Philippe Villamari uses their talents to persuade yet more men to join the colours. Gain stability and national manpower modifier. That's actually really fortuitous. I accept. Bohemian Crystal. For centuries, Venetian glass has dominated the glassmaking sector, with smaller glassmaking enterprises trying to faithfully emulate the masters of the Murano Island. Bohemia gains a bunch of glassmaking stuff. Ajuran Separatists are going to happen soon. Ajuran was down here. So let's go pick up my rebel hunting army to go deal with that. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. And also rebels are crossing the borders. Great. And you did not attack one of my forts. That's very unfortunate. Royal Marriage of Bohemia, yes please. Right, go deal with them. Freedom of the press. With the spread of the popular literacy, a great number of cheap minor publications, pamphlets, chapbooks and similar, have begun circulating in greater numbers. While many of them are just popular ballads, stories or gossip, there are thinly veiled attempts at criticising the pillars of our state. I'm going to take the national unrest. I was going to say we're at peace. We're totally not at peace, but we're kind of at peace. This is not going to be a hard war. I'm going to take the yearly absolutism, actually. Could also take the harsh treatment. Nah, absolutism's too strong. All of that extra discipline, Mordred. That will give an unholy amount of AE, won't it? They were already in a union. It doesn't actually. No, we're fine. Because I think this is a very legitimate CB. They were part of the union, and then they weren't, and now we're just saying, we didn't give you permission to leave. Advancement of the merchant class. The status of the burghers does not rest on the same traditions as that of the nobility or the clergy. Instead, they have had to make their own fortunes by working diligently and then risking the profit to again expand their businesses. As a rule, however, this has gone very well for them lately. While not as prestigious business in many ways, the backbone of the economy, and through the control of the coins, the burghers have managed to increase their power over the country. Their influence has gone up accordingly. Speaking of influence, how would you like to give me some diplomatic support there? And I'm very tempted to grant you monopoly charters, which would increase your influence to 87%. I don't think there's any other way it's going to go up. So let's do that. Makes you a bit happier. We could do the same with the clergy. Let's go ahead and seek support of the clergy, and then demand their administrative support, and also with the military. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that way. Yeah, that's fine. So we do have a fort adjacent to this province, so the fort is going to retake that themselves. Abruzzi is mountains. Well, in that case, I'm going to require you to leave those mountains. So we're going to stand just outside of Naples, because I think they need to attack Naples to push south, although actually captured forts don't exert influence, do they? Well, in that case, what we're going to do is split you in half. Have half in each location, while the rest of you go and capture the rest of the country. Although they are at 70% more score, and they're on low. I'm not even going to take money. I'm literally just going to do that. There we go. Aragon and Naples will form a union, with Anne de Valois becoming the Empress Consort Regent over both nations. With the restoration of the Union CB, Aragon suffers 10 AE. Aragon gains 30 prestige, Naples loses prestige. They have sworn their complete allegiance to us, allowing us to rule their nation as one. Okay, I don't need to split you guys up anymore. And all is as it should be. I do need another rival, however. And that rival is going to be the Mamelukes. And like that, we are back to normal. Now we just need to deal with all the rebels. How's the corruption paying going off? Most of the money which I'm paying towards corruption, which is actually a lot less than it once was. Where is my money going? Fort maintenance, army maintenance. Yeah, okay. Kalang's producing wool. I have a humiliate CB against the Mamelukes. Do I have the same dynasty as France? Yes, I think we do. We are both de Valois. They've tried to claim my throne a couple of times. Let's send you here. We'll have to sail. Now to send the troops home, start them drilling again, get that professionalism up, and hit our force limit. Cores and core provinces. There we go. That's going to help matters really quite a lot. And these guys are really not actually that far away from finishing either. Then we can make some states, which I'll do when those have actually finished. And everything is coming up Aragon. Should try to claim the throne, seem to have a chance. That would just be Snowball 101, which I really don't want to do. I mean, yes, if I was trying to min-max things, that would be a fantastic idea, and I would have done that a while ago. But that would also make the game extremely boring, because I would just be overpowered. I mean, I'm already stupidly strong. Like, I'm not really panicking about any of the powers around us. I'd like there to be at least a hint of a challenge. Let's go down to the Alicante. Thomas, thank you very much for the follow. And in fact, we had some follows earlier. Sorry about that. I totally missed them. Let's give a few shout-outs now. And Ted Ruski, thank you very much for the follow as well. Welcome to the channel to you both. Yeah, this Burgundy is basically just Lotharingia Mark II. Okay, my armies are now drilling. Asiac died. Oh man, he was awesome. Well, if there was ever a time to get a new general, it would be now while my army tradition's at 97. I'm even going to wait on the improved rams to make sure I get a decent general. Between 7 and 18 pips. Alright, so this is going to be... Horned Panda. A 6622. I accept. Welcome to the army. 16 pips. Hey, Leeks. And groeten terug van Engeland. How much pirate power is in the Caribbean? That is an excellent question. It should be more than 10%. It's more than 10%. Yeah, it's just a matter of time now. I remember just a short time ago when you had just hit 4,000 followers. How many do we have now? 4,500. Nice. I do somewhat wonder if Twitch is ever going to outrank or outpace YouTube. It hasn't done so yet. But with the way that YouTube goes, I often wonder if it will. I'm actually curious now. How many new followers have I had this month? 183. Yeah, YouTube still grows quite a lot quicker. Coming in from Ben's channel. Very good. Oops, notifications went away again. There we are. Coast being raided. Not very much I can nor want to do about that. You've dealt with your uprising, so I'm just going to set you to drill. Let's go and grab the fleets and put you over there. Now, we are lacking 2,000 troops and also a transport, are we not? Yes, because we've lost our garrison over there. So we're going to go ahead and recruit 2 more Maurice. Oh, for Pete's sake. You should be able to recruit. Oh, it's because I have no manpower. Okay, that's for a different reason. Never mind. Yeah, I'm going to go and recruit 2 Mauritian soldiers, and we're just going to stick you in Tumukua. Castile is useless. Kill it. I've literally just been fighting them. So we have a truce. Okay, next place to convert. So I'm going to sort this by unity again. For some reason you can't filter it with the highest ones at the top. So the next one we need to do is Sevilla, which is going to cost me 17 ducats a month. Ugh. Actually, that's going to be less because I need to core some of those areas. Hang on a second. We have cored all of the things, so we now need to work out where to state. And I think I do want to state the whole of Iberia. Lower Andalusia, do it. Badajoz, do it. This needs to not be in defensive edict. Alright, that's the whole of Iberia. No, it's not. This isn't Asturias. Okay, that's the whole of Iberia stated. We still need to do these. Do I want to do North Morocco? Yes, because I'm going to want the fortifications there. Alright, so that's going to be quite a lot of coring to do. And we're also going to want to buy a couple of level 2 centres of trade, which are cheaper thanks to the fact that we have got expansion ideas. And Tangiers. Boom. We are still earning money. We will be earning quite a lot more money after this. And all of those cores would have been instant too. So we are only collecting 51% of trade here. Let's wait until the end of the month and see if that changes. It should. Trade is the backbone of our nation's economy. That's true. Which we must take care to safeguard against threats. Recent developments have led to an outrage amongst the merchants who think we are not doing enough to defend against privateering ships from foreign nations. Or even our own. Because privateers do actually take away your own trade power. Bring the materials for our fleet. We will crush our enemies. Shipbuilding time and ship cost goes down. However, we need to do a trade protection CB to thwart privateering within 5 years. Or national unrest goes up even higher for another 5 years. I mean, I'm very happy to do a trade protection CB. Question is, who can we do it against? Trade protection CB against the Commonwealth. Really? Where? Ragusa? Commonwealth have got 22 trade power. Privateering right now versus my 1,329. 23.9. Yeah, I'm not really concerned about that. No reason to escalate this conflict. I'm not going to go to war with the Commonwealth over 1% of trade. That's silly. Natives in Tamuoka have risen. This is why I hired the mercenaries. Should probably group you together though. And we still need to core those two. We are currently focusing admin. We're probably actually going to want to switch to focusing military. But we can wait on that. Yeah, the knights have done amazingly. This is all them. I have not helped with this. Trading in sugar has happened to us. We now have a reduced cost of reducing war exhaustion, but war exhaustion is never a problem because we're innovative. But trade wars are healthy and easy to be won. Yeah, but there's a difference. Trade wars versus trade protection. I don't actually know what the war goal for trade protection is. I doubt it's blockading. I'll look that one up. I'm not actually sure. It's a war I've never declared. E for trade protection CB. Protect. Trade protection. Blockade ports. Oh, it is a blockade. Okay, we could totally have done that. It becomes available. Attacker's home trade node, or at least where they have one merchant. Attacker has at least 10% share of trade power. Defender has at least 1% share of trade power. Sorry, Defender's privateers have at least. So they've just made it. Just. And it's actually a very powerful CB. Crikey. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Never mind. You get 100% of prestige and 100% of aggressive expansion. You can only demand gold, concede defeat, and transfer trade power. However, transfer trade power is half price. Tariffs on cotton. The cotton production in one of the colonies is coming to focus. It seems that it generates quite a lot of money. No, again, I'm not after the money from tariffs here. So yes, before I was rudely interrupted by that demand from the merchants, I've helped the knights indirectly, but not directly. indirectly by beating up the Ottomans a bunch of times, but they were allied to the Venetians and Venice gave them a bunch of land, and then from there they went after the Ottomans themselves. Tangiers uprising. We do have a fort in Gibraltar. Didn't remember building one, but apparently we did. We could also stick one in Ceuta if we wanted to be really annoying. Just fortify this entire chain. I'd need money for it though. And we can idea up. We're still 11 years ahead of time. 25% extra galley combat ability. Don't mind if I do. And we should now also be generating positive innovativeness. Let me just double check that though. 50%! Yay! Yes, we are. Which means we get a 5% reduction to all power costs. And we have 0.5% army and navy tradition decay. So this is going to be going down really slowly because we have fully maintained forts. We have a lot of them. We were in the League War and we are fully innovative. Sorry, fully... yeah. We are actually fully innovative, which reduces it, doesn't it? I thought it did. Never mind, it doesn't. What's the one that does that? Quality. Quality does that. Nope, it's not quality. Defensive? It's not defensive. Aristocratic. I thought quality did it too. Nope, just aristocratic, okay. And having the naval decay reduction would actually be pretty potent. Pirate Republic! Nassau has fallen. The pirates of New Providence have become so emboldened by the absence of civilized government in the Bahamas, they have overrun the fort and proclaimed a republic of pirates. Chief amongst them are the pirate captain Benjamin Hornigold. Hornigold maintains a tenuous leadership over the traitors and criminals of the island. The ruthless lieutenants under his command watch him closely for signs of weakness. This Republic of Pirates is not only a violation of our sovereignty over the Bahamas, but an affront to all civilized people. Anarchy reigns in New Providence. So, we could select a pirate's life for me. Oh, regardless of what happens, it releases. Okay, that's interesting. I thought there was a way of stopping it, but it seems that there is no way of stopping this from happening. So, okay. I'm going to pause this series here. This is probably going to be the end of the Aragon series. I've basically done everything I wanted to and become phenomenally rich. The only other step that I had was basically to take over as much as India as possible and just bring in more and more money. But we've already snowballed to the point where this game is really easy, and I was getting a little bored of it. And then I noticed the date, and to become a pirate it needs to be between 1600 and 1700, and I really wanted to play as a pirate republic. However, I didn't particularly want to just play a game on fast forward until we hit 1600 for the events and things to trigger. And then when I noticed the date I was thinking, we could actually do this in the Aragon game very, very easily. So what I am thinking here is we want to become a pirate republic. That is definitely going to happen, and I'm going to stop this series here and then start a new series where we play as the pirates. I think we can actually form any and all three of the republics, and there are three of them. There's New Providence, which is the one that's just triggered, which is in the Bahamas. We've got Port Royal, which requires Jamaica, which we can also do. We need to have at least 5% privateer power in the Caribbean, which we do. We also need to have at least 10% or more of the trade share in the Caribbean or treasure ship recently passed. Any colonial nation in the Caribbean has 5 or more war exhaustion, which actually Caribas and our own have. They both have 20% war exhaustion the last time I checked. And then Tortuga needs to have at least 1% privateer power or a recent treasure ship, or a colonial nation in the Caribbean has 5 or more war exhaustion, which is also true. And Tortuga needs to be Protestant, Reformed, or Anglican. So here the question really is, which of the three do we want to play as? Do we want to be New Providence, do we want to be Port Royal, or do we want to be Tortuga? To make it a little bit more difficult, I don't actually know what any of the national ideas for any of the three are. All three of them should spawn fairly soon, so what I'm tempted to do is say we'll hang them for this. We'll let them play for themselves. We'll let all three of them spawn, and then we'll choose one. Their ideas are the same. Oh, are they? Well, in that case, do we want to play in the Bahamas, where we're a nice island state and it's going to be dead easy to defend? Do we want to play in Jamaica as Port Royal, or do we want to play as Tortuga and actually have a bit more of a hard time, because we will need to go up against Caribas at some point? But then I can say Tortuga as if it were Sartosa. So I think what we are going to do is I'm going to put up a poll, and then we're going to call this series here, and then we'll start playing. Yeah, Port Royal is cool because it's Port Royal. I do kind of like the name of Port Royal. No, there is no Nassau, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm going to say right now, thank you everyone for watching this series. Don't go anywhere, the stream is not ending, I'm just doing this for YouTube, because this is going to be the end of the YouTube series, and I think I am going to post this one up on YouTube, because it has been pretty interesting so far. So thank you everyone for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when I'm live again in the future. If you've really enjoyed this, then do consider going to Patreon and supporting me there. You can find that at patreon.com/MordredViking or checking out the description below. Then we also have a Discord, which is where I hang out. It's also where the community hangs out. They're a very cool bunch, and it's always lovely to see some new faces there, so come join us. And if you are not one of the people watching on Twitch right now, then you should totally come join us and be part of the more real-time discussions and stuff that we have going on. And you can find me most evenings at twitch.tv/MordredViking. Thanks, Dana. I wasn't actually going to do that because I'm staying here on Twitch. We've still got another hour and a half to go on this stream, and I do want to start this. So yes, thank you everyone on YouTube for watching. Stay tuned because there's going to be another pirate game soon. See you then.